Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Nicole. You can find me on Instagram at Nicole Makes Plans. Today I want to do a flip through in my, I guess 5-star Mead notebook that I used as a bullet journal basically in May. So let's hop in. I don't know why, but I never take off this packaging. I just like that there's a barrier between the cover and anything I might get it in. These are some pet tapes from Washi Tape Shop that I got in as a gift from them. So I think halfway through the month I might have started decorating the cover. There is a random sticker here from some order that I got from Etsy. This is a folder thing that I never really use. I never really write on the first couple pages of any notebook, so I skipped those. And then I started an index here of lists that I have throughout this planner. This is my future log. So I used it in May, so the future log started June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and a couple of things that were on my radar for 2026. This is May. I used it for most of May, and then at the end of May, I got a B6ology half year from Amazon, and I wanted to jump into it as soon as possible. I was getting sick of this notebook, I guess, at the end, but as I was going through this and kind of highlighting stuff to talk about in this flip through, I was like, oh, this was kind of nice at the time, and there really was no problem with it. I do like this setup. When I hopped in this, since it was halfway through the week, I kind of just made a weekly to-do list and didn't recreate my weekly spread. So that is why this page is just kind of some tasks. This is Thursday, May 1st. The main thing that day, and most of April, most of May, I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race. At this point in time, I was on season 6. I made a happy list of just stuff I want to do, I guess. I don't know, random list. This is Friday, May 2nd, still watching RuPaul's Drag Race. I also got a thing in the mail from my friend. He does this laser printing stuff on wood. So he made me this postcard that had a picture of us engraved, and it was really nice. He sent me one for my birthday a few months ago, and it got broken in the mail, so he sent me a new one. YouTube video list ideas here. A list of new movies. I'm very into movies, but I have not been going to the movie theater as much this year. I don't know if it's just I'm not as excited, or I think my movie-going experience has not been as good because people are very distracting. They'll be on their phones or talking to people. And or what has come out lately has not piqued my interest a whole lot, but I like to make a list of what is upcoming. Maybe next week we'll see Superman. I'm not really sure. And then I am pretty excited for Freakier Friday. Maybe we'll see that. I'm very excited for Wicked Part 2. I like the Conjuring movies a lot, so I hope the next one is good. Saturday, May 2nd, still watching RuPaul's Drag Race Season 6. We went to the theater and we saw Sinners. It was very good. There are some things I don't absolutely love and could have been better in my opinion, but it is a fantastic movie. Highly recommend. It is pretty long, but to me it's worth every second. Ryan Coogler's great. Michael B. Jordan is fantastic. I love Haley Steinfeld. Yes, very good. So I finished season 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race and started season 7. On Sunday, May 4th, I got a manicure. Still watching season 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race. This is, I think, my first weekly in this notebook. So day-specific items on this side of the page. Weekly to-dos on this side of the page. On Monday, May 5th, we had a taco potluck at work for Cinco de Mayo. watching season 7 of RuPaul's Drag Race. This week, my husband was on a work trip, so I had a phone call with him that evening. Tuesday, May 6th, more RuPaul's Drag Race, 2 phone calls with my husband, and then I was getting back into a podcast I listen to called Blank Check that goes over different movies. They kind of like pick a director, watch all their movies, talk about it in a podcast. And I listened to the one about Jurassic Park, which is probably my favorite movie of all time. I find it very rewatchable. I think it is a perfect movie. I love all the characters. There's not too many characters. They're so like well defined. The effects of the dinosaurs, I think, holds up very well from 1993. I just love that movie a lot. On Wednesday, May 7th, still listening to Blank Check, my podcast. Had a phone call with my sister, watching RuPaul's Drag Race Season 7. Had a phone call with my husband. Blank Check, so I was like listing out the episodes I wanted to watch that were like newer since I had last listened to them. They were on Steven Spielberg, and Jurassic Park, again, is like my favorite movie of all time. I also really, really love Indiana Jones 3. It's probably kind of a silly movie, but I love it so much. I think it's so funny. Thursday, May 8th, another phone call with my husband. It was actually our wedding anniversary, which is kind of sad that he was away, but it's okay. And then still listening to my podcast, Blank Check. On Friday, my husband got back from his work trip. We went to a baseball game that evening. I was still listening to my podcast. That Saturday, May 10th, so I work at a community college, and we had commencement or graduation that day, so I had to work on a Saturday, which is not ideal, but it was fantastic. I got to see some of the students that I've worked with graduate, and some I hadn't seen for a while, and it was just very gratifying. We also went to another baseball game that evening. I put our April bills on that other page. Sunday, May 11th was Mother's Day, I believe, but I didn't write it down. Went to my uncle's to have like dinner and play cards with my family. Had a phone call with my sister, and we watched the movie Wicked that evening, which is like, I've watched this movie a lot. I think we saw it 3 times in theaters, and then basically we've watched it every month since it came out on Blu-ray. So I love Wicked so much. Another weekly page over here, and then weekly to-dos on this side of the page. Monday, May 12th, listening to a podcast called Yo, Is This Racist? Listen or watch RuPaul's Drag Race. By this time I was on season 8. Tuesday, May 13th, more RuPaul's Drag Race season 8, which is, so season 8 is when Bob the Drag Queen won, and that was like the original season that I had watched like 10 years ago when it originally aired, and then I like never went back to it until this year, and I've been like binge watching it since then. Wednesday, May 14th, we saw Nate Bargatze at a venue near us. He's a comedian. He's pretty funny. We like him a lot. Here I was like listing out all of the seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race. And also like they have all-star seasons. So I was like trying to watch it in order the best of my ability. And basically after this, I've gotten to season 9, and I've kind of like taken a break. I've been getting back into like watching movies. On Thursday, May 15th, my aunt and uncle were out of town, so I was watching their cat and helping feed and water the cat. Friday, May 16th, feeding and watering the cat. And then I watched the movie Stepmom on Tubi, and this was like, I don't know why, but I just like, I find Tubi kind of interesting of like watching movies I wouldn't normally watch. There is ads, but it is free. And it helps me kind of like pick something and like not be too overwhelmed by all the options. I kind of just look at like movies that are kind of like award-winning or good or whatever. And I really like Stepmom. It has Julia Roberts and Susan Sarandon, and it's sad and made me cry, and I love it. I also watched Twisters with my husband that evening. Saturday, May 17th, I went to my grandma's house. We played cards. And then started watching All Star Season 2, I think, that day for RuPaul's Drag Race. On Sunday, May 18th, I had a phone call with my friends at 4, and that was like the main highlight of that day. We're getting toward the end of my time in this planner, so this was, I think, like the third full week of May, and this was also like running into Memorial Day weekend, and I don't take my planner when I go anywhere. We went out of town to see my sister, so that's why this is kind of like unfinished. This was continuing on of May 18th, again, kind of like visiting my Aunt Nicole's cat to take care of her. Had a phone call with my friends, and I like to like list out things to talk about because in the moment I like forget what has happened in my life. On Monday, May 19th, saw that cat again, and then watching more RuPaul's Drag Race Season 8. Tuesday, May 20th, cat, RuPaul's Drag Race again. Wednesday, May 21st, more RuPaul's Drag Race Season 2 of All Stars. Thursday, May 22nd, the main thing that day, I had like work, but then I was also like preparing my passport to send off to get updated. We got married last year. I changed my name. I haven't gotten my passport updated yet, but it was kind of in progress that day. Friday, May 23rd, got my passport picture. We drove to see my sister. We hung out at various bars and eateries. Saturday, May 24th, we went to a baseball game with my sister and her boyfriend and her boyfriend's friends, which was fun. And on Sunday, May 25th, we drove home. We got breakfast at a restaurant, and we saw, I'm going to forget his name, a football's brother's family, basically. Dang. Okay, so he is a quarterback. He used to or currently plays for Pittsburgh. He's married to Sierra. I literally can't think of his name, but maybe you'll know. We also played some games that evening and then watched RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars again. This, I guess I started this was like the last week of May / running into the beginning of June, and by this time I got my B6stology half year and I was migrating into that, so this is kind of like half finished as well. On Monday, May 26th, I got a manicure, and that was Memorial Day, so we were off of work. Maybills, more of Monday. I had a video call with my sister, watched some more RuPaul. On Tuesday, May 27th, we had dinner at What the Pho. I did mark this, so we picked up dinner. My husband got like either food poisoning or salmonella, so it was kind of a weird day, and he did not feel very good. And then Wednesday, May 28th, I had an event at work, so I had to work till 5:30 instead of 5. And this day, I finally like officially sent my passport in. Yeah. And then the rest of this is blank, but I had a pretty good time in this notebook as a bullet journal. I would recommend it. It's about B6 size. It is their 7-inch by 4 3/8 inch version of the Mead notebook, and I love Mead notebook paper. I just think it is like quality paper, so I liked my time in this planner, but I did change. But thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, comment below, like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you like flip throughs and plan with me's, and hit the notification bell if you want to know the next time I post a video, because it's not always on the same day. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.